Hi, family. Welcome to Champions Corner. Here we talk on issues that relate to purpose, leadership, and development. Welcome. Yeah, so I've been thinking about, inspiration. Inspiration. People say inspiration. Thinking about that concept, and I mean, I have a few thoughts on it. Right. Part of what I do, I'm a musician. I'm a music professional. So, I do a lot of creative works, and I do a lot of inspired works, composition, arrangement. These things are born out of inspiration, right? And one thing I've discovered actually is that inspiration. There are many routes to inspiration. You can get inspired through many things. But one thing I believe that is a foundation for inspiration is knowledge, right? I believe that inspiration comes through knowledge. If I didn't labor to have the knowledge of music, if I'm not knowledgeable in music theory and music foundation of musicianship, like singing, dictation, and every musical concepts that would aid creativity in music and composition. If I did not have those knowledge, I wouldn't be inspired to compose. Now, for instance, sometime in 2021 or so, a few years back, I composed an oratorio. For those of you who are not, music professionals, or who wouldn't know the meaning, an oratorio is a musical work that comprises of arias, recitative, arias, chorus, and most oratorios are generally drawn from the Bible, stories from the Bible and all of that. An oratorio is different from an opera. An opera is a play set to music and dramatic performance, or I call it music and drama. An opera, so just like in acting, they act out with words. In opera, they act with songs. So they sing the words. They sing like a singing movie, something like that. Now, so I composed an oratorio which had about 50 or 51 music. 50 or 51 different kinds of music there. And the title is Passion. I composed it. It was talking about Jesus Christ from Gethsemane to Ascension, right? For instance, everybody's familiar with Hallelujah Chorus. Hallelujah Chorus is a chorus from Handel's Messiah. Messiah is one of the oratorios that Handel composed. Handel composed several oratorios. He composed Handel's Solomon, he composed Samson, he composed Saul, he composed David, right? So that's it, oratorio. Now, earlier in my musical journey, I made some compositions, maybe some compositions, church compositions, just stanza, chorus, and all of that. But before I got knowledge of oratorios and I studied Handel's Messiah and all of that, I was never inspired to compose an oratorio because I didn't know about it. I've not read about it. I didn't even know what it is about. But the moment I got knowledge of an oratorio, then I got inspiration to compose an oratorio, right? So I believe that inspiration can be born out of knowledge in most cases. Knowledge is quite important. Knowledge is very important in whatever chosen field of career, because knowledge will bet inspiration. The more you know, the more you will do, right? And this reminds me of, a very interesting part of the scriptures. In Daniel chapter 11 verse 32b, the Bible says, "But they that do know their God shall be strong and do exploits." So there's a connection between knowing and doing. If you don't know, you won't do. And you can't do if you are not inspired to do. Right? So, my simple charge for you today is go for knowledge. Anything that makes you better in what you do, go for it. And that's knowledge actually. However the knowledge comes, it might be by watching a movie. It might be by listening to someone. It might be by reading a book or making a research. Go for knowledge. There is no, I mean, how will I put this now? There is no journey into knowledge, or there's no quest for knowledge. You can't go too far to become better at what you do. I mean, you can't go too far. There's no extreme. There are no extremities. There are no extremes in, oh, I've come to a point where I can't go more than this. No. If you want to keep being inspired, then go for knowledge. Because if you do not go for knowledge, you'll be edged out of civilization. Even in your own career, you can be edged out of the current civilization or the changing initiatives in civilization if you do not go for knowledge. Right? So go for knowledge. Knowledge, in my own opinion, knowledge bets inspiration at various levels. Right? So someone needs to hear this. A friend, your sibling, a leader, or a colleague needs to hear this. Do well to share to them, and let me hear your thoughts in the comment section.